The views expressed on the Jerry Cahill CF Podcast are that of Jerry Cahill and guests, and not necessarily those of the Boomer Esiason Foundation. Nothing on the Jerry Cahill CF Podcast should be considered medical advice. Such advice can only be given by a physician who is experienced with cystic fibrosis. The Boomer Esiason Foundation, Jerry Cahill and guests cannot be held responsible for any damage which may result from using the information on this podcast without the permission of your medical doctor.
Welcome to Jerry Cahill's Living, Breathing, Succeeding podcast series. This show, Balance in Life as an Athletic Teenager with CF, was made possible through an unrestricted educational grant from Gilead to the Boomer Esiason Foundation. Today you'll meet Michael Caruso Davis, who was diagnosed at birth and has made a choice to not only fight this disease, but to raise awareness and funds for all suffering with cystic fibrosis.
My name is Michael Caruso Davis. I'm 16 years old and I have cystic fibrosis. I'm growing my hair out for lacrosse, we have to get the flow for the season, and if you play lacrosse, you have to have flow. I'm a midfielder, and the reason I'm midfielder, my coach knows I run a lot, so he put me in midfield because that's all I do is run the whole game. I was 14 when I ran my first half marathon, but I've been running since about 5th grade. I did my first 5K. I've ran 3 half marathons, a couple sprint triathlons, and numerous 5Ks and just runs here and there. It's just like me when I'm running, like no one else, no stress, no nothing, just me. And my doctor always told me that airway clearance is the biggest thing for CF over any medicine.
Yeah, Michael! Yes!
A while ago, I was diagnosed with AFB, which is microbacteria in my lungs, and I was gonna have to get 9 months of treatment. And because of the treatment, I was gonna lose my hearing and there would be many other side effects. And then that summer, I started running a lot. Then we went back to do a test, my lung function, and I went back up into the 80s, which I haven't been in years. So I just kept running since then, and it's been improved. Now I'm at 88. My biggest obstacle when it comes to sports is probably having to get up earlier than everyone else to do treatments before practice. Like, pretty soon coming up, we have practice at 6 a.m., so that means I have to get up at like 4 a.m. to do a breathing treatment before that, when everyone else is still sleeping. When I'm sick, we increase the treatments to 4 a day instead of 2. And I'll either keep my exercise the same or even increase it sometimes, but it never goes down. Because staying active, I found, has really helped me when I'm sick. Yeah, when I'm in the hospital, I've been known to, the minute I get in there, to order a treadmill to have to my room, and I'll run every day just with the pick on in. Even while I'm hooked up, I'll just run. I usually tell people about my CF, usually when the time's right, I guess you could say. I don't jump into it, and I usually try not to wait too long because it's something that I have. And I can't hide it for that long, especially if I become really close to them, they're gonna find out somehow, so I might as well just tell them and be open about it. Yes, I have a girlfriend. The ones that I've told, they've been very supportive of me, and they don't treat me any different than they would if I didn't have CF, so that's been pretty cool. So CF stands for cystic fibrosis right now, and one day I want it to stand for Cure Found, and that's been a very big motivator and something that's inspired me my whole life. And many people ask me, what's my biggest fear? And people think it's dying or spiders or bugs, stuff like that. And I'll tell them my biggest fear isn't dying. It's never knowing what a regular adulthood or regular life should feel like without having CF. Having a normal adulthood to me really means, not having to do treatments or swallow over 40 pills a day, and have frequent hospital visits or stays, and just have CF. I really dream to live a life without CF at one point. My fear as a teenager is missing out on things that normal teenagers would do. If I'm in the hospital, I'm missing out on a lot, either school or parties or things like that a lot of kids are going to that I can't because of CF. The way I get over these fears is really just staying consistent with my treatments, taking my medicine when I need them, never missing out on a treatment, and exercising, and really just fighting a lot harder. So whenever I do that and to stay as healthy as I can, it really makes me feel more normal because I don't feel like I have CF all the time. Only like really when I'm sick, and of course I always feel like I have CF because it's something that I have, but kind of mellows it out once you are active and stay compliant with all your treatments and do all your medications that you need. What's next is the Chicago Full Marathon. I've ran 3 half marathons, like I said, but now I've been wanting to do a full marathon for a while, but the New York City you have to be 18, so we finally found the Chicago, which I can run, and it's pretty flat, so it shouldn't be too hard for my first. And yeah, the training for that starts in May, so I'll be training all summer for that.